Hello, Jack.
Hello, Dustin. How are you?
Pretty good. It looks like we are, yes, indeed, we are live. Welcome, Jack. Welcome, everybody, to Project Cars Drivers Club, Season 3, Week 5. We are at Oulton Park Island. What's the proper pronunciation of Oulton, Jack?
You are asking a Brummie that moved to Manchester with a brief spell in Chester. I've got no clue. You need to ask a southerner for proper English.
Okay, sure. Well, we're gonna call it Oulton Park.
That's what I'd go with.
Since we don't have any locals. And yeah, as you can see, it is raining. Forecast is rain for the race. It's just gonna keep coming down. And some fog later on, correct, Jack?
Yeah, there's going to be rain and fog for the second slot.
So it's gonna be a little slippery. We had the support race in the KTM before this, and a little slidey out there. You drove in that race, Jack. How'd that go for you?
Well, the puddles. Watch out for the puddles. They really make the car snap out, so stay safe out there.
Yeah, there's a couple puddles that accumulate on apexes and places where you don't want them. Like right there, we just saw a big one forming.
Yeah, they do seem to be on the apex more than usual here. I've just looked, this is really terrible of me as a motorsport fan, but Oulton Park is in fact only a 40-minute drive from my house. So I should know how to pronounce it.
Probably. You ever been there?
Oh, well, no.
No? You're just finding out that you've got a good racetrack 40 minutes from your house. Man, I'd be there all the time.
Well, yeah, but this is England, so I mean, you're halfway across the country in 40 minutes.
That's true. My local racetrack is, I think, a solid 3-hour drive for me, and it's not even like a world-renowned racetrack where any real series happens. They do have NHRA drag racing there, though, at Brainerd.
Sounds like fun. I mean, I guess the one everyone would recognise, Silverstone. That's about 2.5 hours from me.
It seems like you Brits are lucky, though. You got a lot of racetracks per capita per your land mass. A lot of pretty high level racetracks.
You know, when you've been a country for a long time, that's what you get.
I guess so. In the US, the closest like serious racetrack that like IMSA runs at is Road America, and that's like 6 hours away from me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, although cars haven't been around for all that long, ostrich racing was the main source of most circuits. That's where they were originally set up, and
that's right. Yeah, it's the precursor to modern motorsports. There, you'd think it was horse racing, but actually ostriches were the main entertainment source for our forefathers before they were banned almost worldwide. They still do ostrich racing in my state, actually.
We've seen the videos.
Yeah, I know, I post them all the time. I'm a real ostrich racing enthusiast. Puritan, even. So we're halfway through qualifying here. Looks like Apex Envy is in provisional pole position with 130.68, and Kerbin just 2 hundredths behind him. Or, yeah, that's hundredths. And Snacks in third with a 133. Miffy with a 134. Zed with a 134. So it looks like, as it stands, You know, might have some shuffle in first and second here, but rest of the action looks like it's going to be in that mid-pack from 3rd to 6th. We're watching Apex here, and it's definitely looking pretty interesting in that rear-wheel drive BMW to drift through the rain-soaked corners.
He styled it out pretty nicely though, a couple of corners ago.
And you'd think this is the one time this season where I thought the front-wheel drives were really gonna run ahead, but it seems that the rear-wheel drives are taking to the rain quite nicely.
I mean, I think the thing is, you know, rear-wheel drives are going to have better balance, aren't they? They're going to have better traction on the driven wheels, even in the rain. So,
yep.
If they can take that oversteer, then they'll probably do pretty well. I guess the main thing is over a narrow, they're more likely to bin it into a wall.
Yeah, it's probably a little easier to get some oversteer in those rear-wheel drives, but the front-wheel drives, you can't do much if you're hydroplaning. You know, you can't really accelerate, you can't really turn. That's two wheels that you're balancing your whole performance on, whereas with the rear-wheel drives you can sort of steer and sort of accelerate at the same time and kind of modulate more different factors to get through. You're not left high and dry, or high and low and wet maybe today. Yeah, we are seeing some highly functional slip angle from these BMWs here. They're coming out pretty well.
What's going on there with the camera?
You'll have to ask Igor, our intern cameraman. Now, the scoreboard says Paulie hasn't put in a time, but he's been on track for a while, so I don't know what the deal is there. Yeah, now he's in the pits.
That's interesting.
Go ahead.
I'm just looking at it. I'm not locked to what you're looking at. Does that happen in the race session? Or?
It usually does lock the other spectators to my cameras. I believe. I don't know for sure. I've never spectated while race directing, but I'm pretty sure when I've had Paulie with me in the past or other people, they have to look at my camera angle. But maybe it is different in the race session. I don't know.
Yeah, it has when I've joined you before, but right now, I thought you were looking at Apex the whole time, but maybe you weren't. I can do whatever I like.
Huh. Yeah, right now I'm looking at Finn KD94, whom I believe is a newcomer to the series with us. Getting some 134 middle of the pack action, keeping up pretty nicely. We'll see what they can pull off here. Raced with them yesterday for Friday night racing. We did the NSX at, what was it, Rapuna, that little goat path of a track. And yeah, I was racing with Finn and Snacks and Alboner.
Did you just say goat path?
I did.
What? Do you have many goat paths where you're from?
No, deer paths mostly. They're the real trailblazers out here. Apparently we have the idiom goat path though. Is that not a thing over there?
I've never heard it before. That could just be me.
We do have some particular idioms here in the Midwest that don't quite get wide usage, so it might be one of those. even though we don't really have any goats. I had a friend who had a goat farm once. That was pretty fun.
Any goat racing you need to tell us about to go with the ostrich racing?
Oh, they had
like the support event.
Yeah, I wish. The thing about the goats is they don't listen to a damn thing you got to say. You race if they want you to. They call the shots, really. If you've ever hopped into a pen with 6 or 7 goats, you'll know how assertive they can be. It looks like our times are basically sticking where they're at. A lot of people have called it and went into the pits already. And per usual, my timing screen might be bugged out, but it looks like Apex is still ahead of Bill Kerman by a couple hundredths.
Same thing I see.
The rest of the field's just chilling out in the 133 to 134 area. Hop on board with Bill Kerman to see if he can get one last hot lap out here. I don't always like driving in the rain, but I do like looking at races in the rain because that wet track texture is just so pleasing. Hopefully my bit rate is high enough to really get that detail on the stream, because it is real nice.
If not, just splash some water on your monitor for the sound effect.
And there goes Bill across the line of his final lap with a hefty spin, and the scoreboard is completely freaking out, so we'll just have to wait till the session is fully over to find out what happened there. Get a little sneak peek of some of the puddles here. Saw one, I think that was that turn one? I don't know. I don't race this track much. It's pretty difficult even in the dry. There's a lot of elevation change and some pretty funky corners. The corners leading up to the start-finish straight always give me some issues, especially because they're kind of like blind-ish right-handers that are kind of hard to judge. So yeah, it looks like Apex in pole position, Bill behind him, and Snacks in third. Ollie and hey Jack, you're in ninth.
I am nowhere.
All right. Oh yeah, we got pre-race stuff here. I totally forgot about that. Where are we at? There we go. Race 5, Oulton Park. It's raining. I don't know if Bill meant it's raining, boys, or if he's saying like it's raining men. But anyway, Bill's estimate was 133s in quali and 134s in race, but I don't think he knows what he's talking about because we just got some 130s in there from Bill himself. So yeah, we'll move on. Danger zones, turn 1 puddle. In Bill's words, a piece of dung puddle on the apex curb of T1. So one of those puddles that's right where you don't want it. Island bend is a big old hairpin, heavy braking zone. Yeah, that's gonna be a little shifty. Hizzy's chicane is a tight little chicane with tire stacks on the inside of the corner, and Bill says, makes you throw a hissy fit. Am I right? Because of the name, Hizzy. We'll see if we get any hissy fits in here. It's going to be rain for the whole race. Probably a no-stopper, and expect there to be damage and blood during this. Meeks to just popped in the chat and said, suck it, Dustin. Whatever, dude. So Team BMW is second place in the team standings. Renault is taking it in points, but it looks like BMW is poised to take that from Team Renault in this race based on qualifying. Echo leading the overall standings, Zeddy behind him, and Bill Kerman in third overall. Let's get back to the action here as they take off on their formation lap. Apex Envy is the race leader here, pole position, starter, captain of the crew. So we'll see how long he can keep Bill behind him. This might wind up to be a pretty interesting showdown between these BMWs.
Didn't miss me, did you, Dustin?
Did you take off?
I took off to grab the fridge.
Yeah, you're bringing the whole fridge with you. I wish I could do the same. It is far too late for that now. I've got like a quarter of my cup of water left, and that's going to be gone, and then I'm probably going to be just leaving in the middle of the race to go rehydrate. But yeah, they're on the formation lap here, and I don't know, it might take a minute because it's rain. Oh no, they're coming around the final. Does that count as the final corner of this one? I don't know. I don't know this.
Yeah. The next one's just a kink.
Yeah. Someone losing it a little bit already. That's Snacks there in the gray car, gray and orange and yellow. Not sure exactly where the start-finish line is here, but it appears they've crossed it as they're taking off with these plumes of refreshing mist behind the tires. Wonder if anybody's doing the ultra low quality cheatsy doodle of turning your particle effects down. So it can be very difficult to see with these water particles just flying. There we got big contact going into the hairpin already. 3 people off. What the hell is going on?
Looked like there was a move between Apex and Kerman, and contact between the two cars in the hairpin.
Yep.
It's not.
I think I could be wrong. My memory is very fallible, but it looked like Kerman went up the inside, and then Apex turned in and pitted him a little bit. I'm not sure, or Bill may have accidentally dived, going too deep, or maybe Apex did. I don't know. That was a mess. It all happened so fast. But
looks like it took out Snacks and Bill, which is a shame, but plenty of time for them to make it back. They're not a huge distance behind if they're not damaged.
right, yeah, that's, I mean, tough for them. Those are, Kerman and Snacks were second and third before that happened, but they'll certainly be able to put up a fight from where they're at still. There's time enough to make stuff happen. So right now we got Finn, the newcomer to the series, in second place. What car is Finn in? I forget. The blue and black Opel. And then Miffy is in third right now. As Finn goes real wide there. Manages to keep it together, but it looks like Miffy's gonna take a chance here. They're going too wide into the turn, and Miffy has to tuck in. Another person going way too wide in the background there. I think that was... yeah, I think that was maybe Sam? I don't know. Meeksta says, I hope everyone has their thongs in front of their monitors to in appreciation of the new Halos for F1. That is the wrong series, but I encourage anybody to go ahead and do it anyway, because that would be hilarious.
I'm just concerned about the fact that Meeksta has thongs.
I'm not particularly surprised by that. I don't know why you would be.
He's a special guy.
So Bill already clawing his way back up. Made it up into 4th here. So he is nearly back where he started. Still got 2 positions to go to make it back to Apex. And here comes Bill for another inside. And he makes the braking zone. That is a tough move to pull off in the rain there. It's even in good conditions, it's easy to outbrake yourself going on the inside of a hairpin like that. But Bill manages to stick it, and he might be getting another position through the chicanes here. And now Bill is up into 3rd. See what's going on up ahead here. Bill getting real cozy with Finn there. Taking a run on the start-finish straight. Going real wide. Keeping it on the track at least. Getting a good run into turn 1. Through the puddle. That puddle is massive. So that's Bill back into 2nd place. Finn slots in 3rd now. Miffy keeping it real up in 4th place there. Still keeping pace here. Looks like Zedian's not too far off from them either.
Props to Bill. It didn't take him long to get back up there, did it?
No, that was just 2 laps, 3 laps to get all the way back. I think my timing screen is bugged out, because Paulie apparently doesn't have a time and is in 8th place, even though he clearly is not.
Paulie's in 5th. He's 10 seconds behind the leader and right behind Miffy.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just have to keep in mind that that's Paulie in the blue and white car there, because my timing screen is muffed up again. Yeah, the pack's staying together. I was expecting a bit more separation early on in the rain here, but everybody's keeping pace really well and keeping contact to a minimum at least. Miffy getting a bit squirrely out there, going side by side down the start-finish, backed up by Zedian and Paulie. Now that sort of sweeping left-hander there it's a real game of keeping traction even in dry conditions. You're trying to really milk the most out of your tires on that turn. Looks like Miffy's getting ahead there. Finn losing it a little bit on that hairpin, letting Paulie and Miffy past.
And here we see the many options you can have for windscreen wipers. You can have the swoopy, and you can have the kind of the middle like arms in the air version.
Oh yeah. Finn's got the YMCA variation that are doing sort of an SOS. Bill Kerman with the two in unison. Call that the throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care, or the also known as the hey oh hey oh. Only 8 cars tonight? Yeah, we had, I think Jack is with me in the commentary booth. He was going to race, but he said, nah, it's too wet out there. It's too wet. I don't like it. I'll go commentate instead. Right, Jack? That's basically what happened?
There or thereabouts. It's more like it's too wet in this room, but...
Jack's getting a little... You know, there's a joke there. I'm just gonna leave that one. It wasn't going anywhere good, but there's a joke there. I assure you.
I'm in the bath right now.
Yeah, this race is sponsored by Jack's Bath Bombs. It's like Alka-Seltzer, but for your soul. Plop those in the bath, turn on your favorite race, and just have a good time. So we got Finn here trailing, that's Zedian in the black and green car, and then Paulie in front of Zedian here, keeping real close together, and Miffy in front of them. Bill Kerman 6 seconds behind race leader Apex Envy. We'll see if he can whittle that down. Apex really came into his own in qualifying here. Beat Kerman by just 0.03 of a second, but that's, I think, the best qualifying position we've seen from Apex this season or last.
Have we lost a driver?
Yes, we have. Was that just you? Was that just your car that just disappeared from the standings?
No, I was number 9.
Oh, yeah. So we got Apex, Kerman, Myth, Dedian, Finn, Snacks, Paul. Yeah, I don't know. Sam. Oh, Sam dropped out. Not sure what happened there. I did see Sam kind of went off track a little bit early in the race, but I didn't see any serious damage or anything, but it's more than possible to just really biff it into something in the rain here.
Wham, bam, sampalam.
Sai says, you guys are keeping me company in the garage tonight. Got a Clio 172 that's in need of some love. Oh, very nice. But you don't see, Sai, we're not keeping you company in the garage. You're keeping us company here in the stream.
What's wrong with the Clio, mate?
Aside from being a Clio.
Hey.
Just, I like Clios, don't get me wrong. I'm not a hatchback guy, but a Clio is definitely up there, along with like a Golf GTI. That's good stuff. Or Focus.
You should see my cooking variety Clio diesel, mate.
Oh, you got a diesel Clio?
That thing just keeps on running.
That's pretty sick. I didn't know they had diesels.
Well, you know, in the EU, we like to breed that thick NOx and whatever else they spew out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, diesel's pretty common.
Oh,
here.
looks like Finn giving a knock to Paulie there. Nothing too serious, just a standard little mini punt. Looks like everybody's carrying on pretty nicely. So that's Bill has whittled his gap to race leader Apex down to 4 seconds now. So pretty shortly, if everything goes right, Bill will be caught up with Apex for a nice little battle. For now, it looks like Zedian is working on getting around Miff. That's Paulie and Finn behind them, but they're a couple seconds apart still. Paulie going on a real excursion there.
Interesting line.
Yeah, we'll call that an alternative line for that corner. Paulie's always been a real trailblazer with his driving style. Oh no!
Jesus!
That's Paulie heavy into the wall and into another one. Paulie, rest in peace, my boy Paulie.
Disconnected, surely.
Pray for my boy Paulie. He's all messed up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he was he had Windows 10 updates before the race, so they might be fully interfering with his race here. He's managing. Pulled over to the side of the road to cuss a few times, slap the desk around.
That definitely looked like an alt tab or something.
Yeah.
To that effect.
Yeah. That was. Just went ping pong, pinballing off of walls. That was gnarly. Catching up with the Zedian and Miffy battle. They're still hanging in there. Finn, kind of left to themselves here, about 4 seconds behind them. Big old puddle on the inside there. Looking like we might get some side-by-side action. I don't know if it's worth really going for into this kink. And apparently it is. Zedian taking the curb and the puddle. That line was half curb, half puddle, and Zed managed to keep it together there. Not quite enough. I think Zed probably lost some pretty good momentum going straight through that puddle. That was a dangerous place to be. Through the hairpin, we'll see what precipitates. Nothing really going on there. That curb back there is like a 2-stage curb with a big old vertical part on the inside, and then you got some lovely tires on the next part of the chicane. That is one of my least favorite chicanes in the world, among my top 100 list of chicanes that I hate, which is all of them.
The fourth one will surprise you.
You won't believe what happens next. Somebody's gonna run into the tires. That's what happens next.
Look at those wipers go. That's YMCA on acid.
It's fun to stay at the Y. X, Y, X. So you go side by side with Paulie now. Back taking that same adventurous line through the puddle and the curb. The curb is nice and wide, so it does allow some good usage there. Paulie hopping that big vertical curb a little bit. That curb is nice and wide there, so it allows for some wide lines, but the puddle is all you got on the inside then. And I'm not sure how Zedian's managing to keep that together through that turn, but some lock up going into the hairpin, and Paulie comes back up into the 4th place then?
That's Miffy.
Oh, is that Miffy? Oh, yeah. Paulie completely destroyed himself. Yeah, that's right. How could I forget Paulie's disaster? That looks like, yeah, Paulie's in the garage now. Okay, so well, on the plus side, I mean, sucks for Paulie. Sorry about that. But my timing screen should be accurate now that Paulie's retiring.
Thanks, Paulie.
Yeah, thanks for that. Hey, Paulie, hello.
Hello.
What happened there?
Wheel and pedal disconnected, but throttle stayed wide open, and I went into a wall.
Yeah, you went into 2 walls, bud.
Yeah, I went around the corner, pedals and wheel disconnected, but the throttle stayed wide open, and that was it from there. And now the wheel feels horrible, so I've had to retire.
Wow. Yeah, we were thinking it might be some technical issues there because the way you pinballed off those walls was certainly not a normal crash.
As I came round the corner, I sort of touched the curb a bit, and it was a bit wet. Got the rear out, but as it got the rear out, everything just disconnected, and that was when the throttle just stuck wide open. I couldn't control the gears, I couldn't brake, steer. Yeah, that was it from there.
Oh, that's pretty wild. You'll have to. You have a button box, Polly?
I do.
You should get one of those like jet ski kill switch wristbands for your button box, where you can just pull the wristband out the button box and have it just kill your engine.
It's a shame because the car had quite good pace.
Yeah, you were kicking ass, but yeah, those
the damage was too severe to come back at all. So.
Yeah, that was a lot. You got a pretty good look at it after you hit the second wall and stood still for a minute. That was a pretty messed up vehicle.
Yeah, I stood still because my wheel hadn't quite decided what it wanted to do.
I thought you were slapping around your desk and cussing. Sometimes you got to take a break from racing to Sometimes you got to take a break from racing to abuse your wheel and cuss a little bit.
That's pretty cool, the way you can see the cars on the other bit of track.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were to drive straight instead of turning left there, I think that's the chicane on the other side of the wall, right?
Yes.
So Kerman's 2.5 seconds away from Apex now, so we'll have a battle there shortly. And Zedian still sticking with Miff. Kerman is within view of Apex now, so we're gonna see a battle for the lead. We're 23 minutes into the race here, so got a lot of action still to come. Zedian's still working on Miffy. This is... You know, it always seems we have specific battles sort of in the first half of the race and then different ones in the second half, but it seems Zedian and Miffy are really evenly paced here, so this could keep up for a while.
Hashtag more commentators than racers soon.
Looks like Echo's joined us. Hello. You there, Echo? I can't really hear. Let me turn Echo way up.
He's not talking, I don't think.
Can you hear me?
Oh, he's quite quiet.
Yeah, you're real quiet, bud.
How about now?
Super quiet still. I think you're gonna have to do a direct insertion of the microphone, bud.
I'm gonna have to put it in my mouth.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Where else were you going to insert it?
I don't think you want to know.
Can you guys hear Echo okay, chat? I'm gonna turn my Discord volume up a little bit, maybe.
Did I miss much at the start?
You missed a decent amount of racing. Yeah.
Oh, Zedian finally getting a chance here. Zedian's just been going side by side through that. This same thing has played out 3 times already, where Zedian gets alongside Miffy on the start-finish straight and then takes that line through the puddle on the curb, and this time manages to stick it. And then last time this happened, Zedian had a lockup going into the hairpin, so we'll see if he learns from his mistakes.
Everyone seems to be locking up a little bit in this race. It's just so wet.
Yeah, it's a matter of time before you lock your brakes on one corner or another, and it's gonna change a little bit depending on what corner it is too. So you gotta be real active with your braking. But it does look like Zedian's got what it takes to make that P3 stick now.
Yeah, he managed to go right through that puddle at turn 1.
Yeah, Zedian has mastered that puddle apparently. Zed keeps taking the curb on the right half of the car, and then the left half of the car goes straight through the deepest part of the puddle, and he manages to keep going with it every time. It's really impressive, actually. Oh, it looks like Kerman is caught up to Apex as well. Just about. Yeah, we got 2 fights. Got 2 fights now. Patches and BMWs going at it, boys. Yeah, boy, if people keep retiring from this race and joining us in the commentary booth, we're just going to have like a podcast with car sounds in the background pretty soon.
Meow.
The Bills just over 6/10 away from Apex. Not quite in the range to make a move yet, but all Apex needs to do to lose that lead is come out a little bit on a turn or lock up a little bit, and it's a lot easier to make up that position in the rain if someone messes up. The recovery times are longer.
Where did Bill qualify?
Bill qualified in P2. Apex qualified P1, and then early, like I think the first lap going into the hairpin, we had collisions between Apex, Kerman, and Snacks, who were 1, 2, and 3, and Kerman and Snacks got pushed to the back of the pack after that, and Kerman's fought his way back up to P2 here, and Snacks is in P5. Apex is going to be feeling that pressure now. This season we've seen Apex get into some real prime opportunities, and he's really been showing his skills in this series. That BMW just loves him, and he seems quite at home in it because he manages to stay very, very consistent in that car, more so than in the previous season. But I don't know if he's ever had Bill Kerman behind him. That's a different kind of pressure.
I'll be honest, I don't think the viewers want to know what they do in their spare time.
We'll leave that to the imagination then. Man, something about motorsports in the rain just brings out the pervert in the best of us.
Well, it's wet. Wet and wild.
I should have taken the Bon Jovi "Slippery When Wet" cover art for the slideshow. Man, that is a missed opportunity.
Well, everybody, we're halfway through the race, and I think that's time to jump to our sponsors.
Yeah,
Dustin, who's sponsoring us today?
Pinty's again. They wouldn't you know it? Pinty's. They just came out with the deep fried, deep fried mystery meat, and
Lamb.
I mean some of it. Yeah, I think so. But I mean some of it right now. Fantastic. All you gotta do, pop it in a easy bake oven for 2.5 days. Slow cooks to perfection. It's just
Apex feeling the pressure a little bit from Bill.
Yeah, we're seeing Apex pushing real hard and getting a little bit too much slip angle on a couple of these corners.
Got a little bit of a run.
Oh, Bill is almost getting some overlap through the hairpin. Man, these deep fried lamb guts are just delicious. It's got everything you want in a mystery meat. It's got mystery, it's got passion, it's got grease, crunchy outer coating. It's just amazing.
Weirdly enough, limited meat.
Yeah, that's the real mystery, is how much of it even is meat. I'd wager 12.5%, but I could be wrong.
I found that when I take my pinties, I stick it in the easy bake for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like my pinties medium rare.
Yeah, a little bit of al dente pinties.
Not sure what just happened there, but Bill and Apex both slowed down into the last turn.
That tends to happen when you have to brake to get around a corner.
Yeah.
A long way before the corner. Almost as if Apex is going to let Kerman pass.
Did maybe both of them get a slowdown at the same time? Oh,
A bit sideways.
yeah, really drifting through the puddles there. Looks like Zedian and Miffy have spread out a little bit, about 2.5 seconds separating them now, 3 seconds now, 4. So this is the action for now. Oh, here comes the fog rolling in. Always makes the camera usage a little trickier with the fog. Looks real pretty, I'll give it that, but usually relegates us to bonnet cams and cockpit cams. And Bill Kerman getting inside on the... I can't see anything. Bill Kerman has taken the lead now, getting the inside around the final turn there. Is Apex gonna tuck in? Yes, he is.
What is going on with those exhausts on that BMW? I mean, what? They really should be center exit, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
They're like, 2/3 exit.
Yeah, it's really odd. Like, go all the way to one side in a way that makes sense, or just center it. That's weird. I never noticed that before. Not a big tailpipe guy. I'm more of a front end guy, you know.
You prefer suck than blow.
Wasn't exactly what I was going for, but yeah, we'll run with that. Oh my goodness. Both of them getting a bit sideways in that as they try to really milk the speed through that corner. Easy to go just a little too hard and get that slip. Yeah, this race is going to turn into a drift event with these guys. We got a little toge action happening here. Oh, Apex getting a good run through the hairpin, but Kerman kind of blocks the way. Apex oh. Oh. The Pinties ever just the Pinties ever go down the wrong tube? It happens to me all the time. I just inhale the stuff. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. I don't even care.
It's so succulent, it's like hair, isn't it?
Oh man, I just dive in. I got a big old bag of Pinties here. And man. Oh, that was, they're just drifting through that final turn. And that puddle in the dip before the grid there looks like it's almost bridged between the two sides of the track. Conditions are getting worse out here for sure. Sai says cue the Eurobeat.
Who was the member that always used to play Eurobeat, Paulie? Maybe he's not there. There's a guy who used to always play Eurobeat through the microphone.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, who was it?
I remember now. Was it Monkey?
Did that. I'm just, while we've been talking about it, I've been looking through my computer trying to find my Eurobeat. Well, that's that. I've only got a 10-second clip of Eurobeat on my computer currently. It looks like... Are they coming up on a back marker? Yes, they are. Nah... What? Okay, who was that? That's Miffy. Did they already pass Finn?
Finn, I believe, had a bit of damage. As I came into the pits to retire, he was leaving.
Okay, so Finn is just a lap down without really getting lapped on track,
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, he rear-ended me a couple of laps before I retired. I think he might have got a bit of front-end damage from that.
Right.
Finn
Well-
seemed to be on the pace at the start, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
was. He was certainly keeping ahead of me for quite a while. And then keeping up with me.
This has turned out to be another one of those survival races like our Friday night racing races tend to be sometimes.
It's nice to see Apex managing to stay with Bill.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's not letting him get away, is he?
Yeah, and this is usually, you know, when you lose Bill. I mean, it's one thing for Apex to get pole position in qualifying over Bill, to stay in front of Bill for half the race, but now the real telling part about Apex's ability in this race is that he hasn't let Bill get away from him when Bill's had clear air, because Bill just runs like a gazelle when he's got nobody in front of him. So that is absolutely impressive. They made it around the back markers. It worked out slightly in Apex's favor. I think he made up a 10th or 2 while they were passing that other person, Miffy, I believe. And so Zedian in third, nearly a minute behind these guys, and then Miffy's 30 seconds behind Zedian. This is the race right now. It's a duel between Apex and Kerbin with 18 minutes left of the race.
It's closed in on him.
Oh my goodness.
Overlap.
Side by side.
And
Apex had a much better exit.
oh! Bill has spun it going through that puddle. That thing is a killer.
What a noob.
It looked like Bill had a way better run of it. It's hard to keep the momentum along that outside, and it was slowing Apex down, but Bill having to run through that puddle absolutely killed him.
That was one of the advantages the front wheel drive cars did have when going through puddles. It was a lot more controllable.
Yeah, it seemed like Zedian wasn't having an issue. It was like the puddle wasn't even there on that same line.
They're a lot more
All the weight
stable.
with that engine on the front wheels.
So Apex now kind of has a chance to breathe a little bit. I mean, he's got Miffy there behind him, but Miffy's a lap down. Kerbin is now a whole 5 seconds behind Apex. He recovered fairly quickly, but that is not the place you want to be in exactly in this battle. But I won't doubt if Bill can make up that 5 seconds in the last 16 minutes of the race here. We might have another little session on our hands.
That's really impressive, the speed Apex is getting out of the neutral gear as per his dash.
I wonder, does... Oh, I can move the camera. That's funny. Can I look back? I don't know how to look back. I haven't bound that to my keys. But it is nice to know that I can turn on the roof view. That could be useful. So Bill looks like he's closing in a bit already. He's only 3.7 behind Apex now. Still got Miffy in between the two of them, but with 15 minutes remaining, Bill certainly will be taking another run at that pole position here. So the board says Bill is 3.9 behind Apex, but he's not quite in visual range yet there. Oh, we see just a shadow of Apex's car through the fog there. He's still got to get around Miffy. We'll see if Bill takes it a bit more conservatively and just sees what happens, or if he's going to push to the end here. I mean, why not push? He's not going to lose 50 seconds if he spins out.
Challenge accepted.
Right? I haven't seen anybody hit those tires on the chicane yet. It's impressive. I usually like fishtail the back of the car into those once a race when I race here. Bill within 3 seconds of apex now. He's running out of time to make this happen. Miffy lets him pass. Very polite. Good on you, Miff. Bill avoiding the puddle this time. That thing is an absolute killer. So now Bill has a bit of clear air to work his way back up to apex. Yeah, this is going to get interesting in the last 13 minutes here. Man, you got to really take an odd line through that hairpin with that huge puddle on the inside. Within 2 seconds now. He's gonna make something happen here. It's just a matter of time. It's the killer final turn there. 1.7 away now. .4. Oh, I wonder if Apex has his splits up. So that's gonna be. I wouldn't. That would be putting on the pressure in a major way right now to see those tenths just melting away to Bill. Oh, and Apex succumbs to the pressure, loses it in the hairpin. How fast can he recover? Not fast enough. Bill's 2.5 seconds away. Now it's on Apex to try to make up that time by the end of the race. And that's a tall order.
Under pressure. Me.
That is tough. I would absolutely love to see Apex catch back up to Bill. It's still possible for Bill to have a little spin too. You know, Bill actually isn't a robot, and he's going to be feeling that pressure still with Apex behind him. He knows the reality of the situation here, so we'll see how that works out. What were you going to say, Jack?
Everybody in chat, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, pinties, and then we'll get that fan boost going.
Yep. Hashtag
Smash Bill.
Hashtag PCDC, hashtag Pinties, fan boost, mystery meat hour.
Good times.
There's only 3 people watching, and 1 or 2 of them are me. I don't think the fan boost is gonna happen.
like 1 horsepower.
Yeah.
If the viewers get a chance, hashtag PCDC go fund Paulie a new PC.
Yeah.
Hashtag Paulie Potato.
Potato's working alright. Fine, PCDC go fund me a new potato.
You know, there's a website where you can send potatoes to people that have like messages on them. You like type in a message and you send someone a potato for like $5, and they'll the company will write the message on a potato and ship it to a person.
Nice one. So what's your address, Dustin?
I'll make a P.O. box just so I can receive some potatoes from the fans. Oh, and then Apex,
Apex has gone again.
Gets murdered by that really, really dangerous puddle there. Apex resetting the track like an absolute scrub. Instead of...
He was barely even sideways.
I know! All you gotta do is give that clutch kick and spin her around like a champ. Oh well, he's...
I reckon he was rather angry when he pushed that reset.
Yeah, probably. And I can't really fault him. Apex has had a very grueling race here in the rain. Any race in the rain adds to stress, but on top of that, he's been battling with Bill for an hour, and that's got to be stressful. I will definitely try to get a word with our top 3 after the race here to find out just how bad it is out there.
Do we not have time to speak to the top 5, Dustin?
The top 5? Yeah, all of every entrant to the race. We sure could. Well, we'll get some camera time for the other guys now that the action is probably pretty well settled. Although there's still time for Bill to spin it and give Apex 13 seconds. We'll see. Keep an eye on that.
Track extension instant plan.
I wonder. No, I don't. I actually don't think I have any actual power as a race director, which is a shame. But it's also prudent because I probably would abuse it in certain situations. So that's fine. Miffy Motorsport.
I feel like this car should have smaller wipers given that half the screen is taped over.
Yeah, right.
Who said front wheel drives can't drift?
Yeah, that puddle's a little bit bigger than it was at the start.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta say, pretty good performance from Finn out there today. He was keeping pace really well. You know, it's with how many people have dropped out of the race, that 5th place ain't so bad. Yeah, pretty good. It's definitely not an ideal first race for the series, as far as, you know, rain and track difficulty go, but must say, pretty good job on Finn's part for that.
Yeah, that is somebody I would expect to see in the neutral position. Bill.
Yeah, he doesn't need terrestrial transmission conventions for his car. They run off of electromagnetic zero-point energy. That's Miffy gaining on Bill now. 2 laps down from the lead lap. But, no, is that Miffy? No, that was... Who is that? What is happening? Who is behind
what's
Bill?
your question?
Somebody's behind Bill, and they're, like, gaining a little
physically?
bit. Yeah. Yeah, physically behind Bill. I can't tell who it is. Oh, it's Finn, yep. Just cursed Finn. Sorry about that. That was one of the more immediate and strong curses that I've performed.
So is this Finn's first race with us?
We raced last night.
Yeah, we raced together in Friday night racing last night, and this is the first main series race though.
Yeah, we should probably bring him in, see what he thinks.
Yeah. By all means, after the race, if one of you guys wants to see if any of the 5 finishers want to come in for an interview, they're more than welcome. We'll have us a happy hour.
Fair play to the guys, you know, it's been a low turnout this week. Difficult weather conditions, but it's nice to see them seeing the race through regardless.
Yeah, if nothing else, we've got some very good sportsmen in our club. So we got a minute to go now. Apex dropped 22 seconds behind Kerman. We'll see if Kerman can bin it big time for a surprise ending, but I kind of doubt it. He's got some room to bring down the race pace to a manageable level now. It was some absolutely there's a little drift. Some absolutely amazing battling between Kerman and Apex there for most of the race. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so this will be the last lap here. That's another tricky corner right there, that fast right-hander. A little bit of a crest over it. Come on, Bill, show us some sick skids. There we go. There we go.
Hey.
Drift it. Drift it. Bet you
Nice,
won't.
only have to work for it.
Let's see if Apex gives us a show here. Really good.
Come on, Apex.
Good fighting by Apex through this race, though. Gotta hand it to him again. He's been really killing it this season.
Sensible finish from Apex there.
Yep. There's Bill up
But-
ahead. Is he gonna give him the what for? I don't think he will.
Apex has stopped.
Looks like just Zedian to cross the finish now.
Is he gonna make it?
All but Finn are happy to be in.
Alright, sure.
Cool.
I'm not sure about Zedian because I don't know if he has a mic. So it's definitely 3.
Zedian has a mic unless it's broken in the last hour.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Lethargic. Never mind.
He's not even here.
I don't. That's the old dementia kicking in there.
Alright, so that's a win for Bill. Really nice second place for Apex. Really hard fought. And that's Zedian in third for some good points there. Wow.
I'll try.
Yeah, Polly, if you could grab somebody for interview straight off, that would be fantastic. Oh, Bill, hello.
It seems I'm here.
Hey,
Hello, guys.
you're here. Welcome. How'd that race go, bud?
Oh, there was a mixed bag, but it was a lot of fun. So, probably you saw at the beginning, I misjudged the hairpin right after the start. I picked my braking point a bit before what I thought was safe. But yeah, I just did not consider that maybe Apex would brake a bit earlier, so I had to swerve out of the way, release the brake for a bit, and then I just went too wide and dive bombed him. Luckily, it screwed up my position much more than his, so I
Yeah,
was lucky.
yeah, that confirms what I thought I saw. It all happened pretty quickly. I wasn't really prepared for that, but it did look like one of those situations where you just get a runaway car on the inside when you thought you had a good braking point, and those types of things
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. No, that was very clumsy on my side, but I'll learn from this, and I won't repeat it.
That was a interesting aspect of this race. Is we saw a couple people, you especially, and Zedian, take some lines that didn't work, and we could actually watch corrections happen. Dealing with puddles and dealing with different lines. I think you made the next time into that hairpin. I think you made a move that was braking properly and worked out better for you. So we could really watch everybody kind of adapt to the conditions.
Yeah, it was cool also because the puddles evolved a lot. So at the beginning in turn 1, you could still sort of get near the curb. But then I suppose you were watching my battle with Apex.
Yeah.
When he got on the outside on turn 1, I thought, well, it's surely going to work, taking the inside. I mean, that puddle was not that bad last time I went there, but yeah, you saw what happened. Just had gotten much larger and there was no way I caught that.
Yeah, that puddle on turn 1, we saw Zedian just power through early in the race multiple times, but I think it was Ollie mentioned that the front-wheel drive cars don't have too much of an issue through the puddles, but we definitely saw that puddle bite you, taking the same line as Zedian had through there and yourself.
Yeah, I suppose it was more of an issue for the Beamers, but for us it was really, really difficult. I mean, I think in general we had better control because we could rotate the car on the throttle, but the puddles were very difficult for us.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Is like I thought the front wheel drives might come into their own in the rain, but someone else brought it up that when you're losing grip on the front end, that's your drive wheels and your steering all gone at the same time. Whereas with a rear wheel, you can kind of modulate your braking and stuff.
Yeah, as long as you weren't driving, in a lake. The Beamer was actually very, very nice to drive, very progressive, very predictable. So that was really the surprise for me.
Yeah, that was a good comeback you made there, man, from the back of the pack and then a couple laps battling with Apex for the lead again. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, battling with Apex was definitely my highlight of the season so far. That was extremely fun. And at one point he had a slowdown penalty, but I wasn't letting that ruin our racing.
Oh, is that what that was? You both kind of slowed down at the same time, inexplicably.
Yeah, I mean, I was behind him all the time, and I didn't see anything weird, and suddenly he said that he had a slowdown penalty. Nah, that's not right.
Oh, very nice. Well, I was just saying, if anything else, we've got some very good sportsmen in our drivers club here.
Yeah, I suppose also if you've got 6 people in the lobby, you need to be a bit friendly.
Right, right. And it definitely made for a good show for us. So, yeah, good on you. Congrats on your victory.
Thanks so much.
Congrats, Bill.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. So, Apex said he was down for an interview, right? Everybody except Finn?
Yeah.
Finn's gone anyway.
Gone.
Okay. Apex, hello.
Howdy, how you doing?
Good, man.
Driving, Apex?
What was that?
How's you driving, seeing as you ask?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. I set up the car super, super, super soft, so I kind of felt like I took it easy most of the time, except when I was kind of battling with Bill.
Yeah, that was quite the battle. I said, multiple times during the stream, just how impressed I've been with your performances this season in that BMW, but you really had a good run of it out there today. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed the rain. It gave it a little bit of variety, and the track changed as the race went on. Puddles got bigger, some puddles got a little smaller. It was really interesting.
Yeah, we were seeing a lot of adaptation happen that we could really measurably see. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that battle with Bill, man, that was something. We've seen you be, in the top 3 in that BMW multiple times this season, and just kind of stay consistent and stay up there. But was it a different kind of pressure to have Bill behind you for a lot of that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I didn't expect to beat him. I just kind of wanted to put up a fight, Yeah,
you sure did.
Yeah, I just tried to be defensive, piss him off a little bit. There was one point where he took the inside line into T1 with a giant puddle. And so I don't want to say I pushed him in, but I kind of, held the line, I made him run through it, and then he spun, but he ended up catching up.
Yeah. Well, what it looked like from our end, it looked like he had a better run. He had more momentum going through there. It looked like you were losing momentum on the outside, but then he made his choice to stay on the inside, and it happened.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of ready for him to get loose after going through that puddle, because when I was in first and I had a little bit of space behind, I kind of tried running through the puddle a couple times just to see if I could get some extra speed, and I knew that there was no extra speed to be had going through that puddle, and it was just going to spin, so I kind of backed off a little bit, and he did end up spinning, so I'm kind of glad that I did that.
Yeah, that was smart racing on your part. That was a really great moment in the race.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that was I gotta say, fantastic showing on your part, Apex. I'm impressed. That was a great show.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, congrats on your second place. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye. See ya.
See you later.
Let's see. Are Miffy and Zedian both fine for an interview? I'm gonna go ahead and drag him.
If he didn't race, did he?
Miffy raced. Miffy, did you race? Jack doesn't think you raced. I think you raced. I was there.
Oh yeah, he did race.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh no.
So,
So Miffy, did you think you did a memorable performance today?
That's low, Jack.
I mean, it was memorably shit for me. Basically, I tried a bit of a Hail Mary on strategy because Zedian was gapping me by maybe a few tenths each lap, and I was hoping that I had maybe a second and a half in fresh tyres. As soon as I came out, I was just in front of the leaders and had to let them through, and then they span, and I had to let them through again. And by the time I got everything running, I was maybe half a second quicker than I was before I pitted. So yeah, that kind of went tits up. But I had to try something other than just running around behind him and hope he makes a mistake.
Yeah, well, there you have it, Jack. There was real racing going on there.
What was someone talking then? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of zoned out too.
Wow.
No, that was a good show. If everybody did their best, and it was a real admirable effort. And there's a lot of adaptation that needs to happen on a full rain race like this. So
Adaptations like swapping to sprint races would be much appreciated.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask. Was it a lot more stressful than the other races in the season?
I mean, Zolder was similarly terrible because of track penalties. No, it was just a bit frustrating because the grid was so small. I felt like my pace was actually okay, but then because everyone left, it just looked like I was shit the whole time.
Yeah. No, your pace was good. It was the same. If everybody else was in the grid, still it would have been similar. I feel to the other races where we have a big old battle for third, fourth, fifth. But yeah, I was saying that too during the stream. It was Finn's first race with us, and Finn finished last in the race, but people dropped out. We had a small grid, and Finn was actually on a really good pace as well for their first race.
Yeah, he was really pushing me right at the start. I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? There's 60 minutes left.
Yeah. I raced Finn yesterday, and they definitely got some chops. They can hang. But yeah, good race, Smith. Good show. Look forward to seeing.
Yeah, I'm sure if not for Bill and Apex, that would have been a struggle to commentate.
Yeah, that was for the second half of the race. It's one of those things we have certain battles in the first half of the race, and then we have certain battles in the second half of the race, if we're lucky. So yeah, it worked out though. It was a good show. All right, well, I'm gonna get Zed in here. Thanks for joining us, Miff, and
Cool.
we'll see you.
Thanks for commentating, guys.
You're very welcome, my friend. All right, see ya. Zedian, hello.
Hello.
How'd that race go for you, bud?
I personally feel like it was shit. During practice on Tuesday, I felt a lot better, and I ruined my qualifying, so I had to go through most of the pack. And usually, when I can start behind the faster guys, I can really learn something in the first few laps that I can sort of stick with them. Like I tried the last race on Brno, but it just didn't work because of my qualifying this week.
Right. Well, it seemed like you were fairly at home in the wet, though. You, I noticed you was just powering through that turn one puddle fairly often.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Was there a specific technique to that? Because it seemed like you were like half on the. It was a nice wide curb there that you can utilize, but you're half on the curb and then half just in the deepest part of the puddle. How'd that go for you?
Sometimes I got it right, sometimes not so much, but I just felt that was like the quickest and most consistent to go through. Like, it's just the front wheel drives; they just power through it.
Right. They don't spin too much on the power in the wet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was the one thing I noticed was you were just powering through puddles more confidently than anybody else out there in that front wheel drive. So that was pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll wind it down. Anybody have some final comments?
Pinties.
Inties, and also sponsored by Jack's Bath Bombs. I don't know what the slogan is. Jack, is there a slogan to that company?
Something about getting wet. I'll
There
have
we
to
go.
come back to you next week with that.
Yeah, everybody at home, your homework for next week is to make up a slogan for Jack's Bath Bombs.
Yeah. Hashtag Jack's Bath Bombs with your answers, and we'll let you know the winner next week.
Yeah, and we'll be giving away some more slides from my homemade slides that I had to make a couple of weeks ago because I still haven't given those away. All right. Well, good race, everybody. Thanks for joining us, everybody watching. It's been a lot of fun. I've been Dustin the Destroyer. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Zed. Thanks, Paulie, for joining me in here. Peace.